interested in experiential education and kind of the roots of it, at least in the United States. You can do no better than this book. He was really the most influential philosopher of the last century in education in the United States. And it's just very, very influential. But if you read this book, you'll think that he just wrote it. And it's, I think the date on it is 1938. But he was talking about these kinds of things, some of them at the turn of the century. And Dewey was a really interesting man who was very interested in an organic way of looking at learning. If you go back a century, you think some of the things that we do now are very industrial. What he was doing back almost 150 years ago is saying that what we need to do is have people learning by doing things. And we need to bring people together in communities, and that our classrooms should be communities. We should learn from one another. And in this tiny little book called Experience in Education, he goes through several key points. Some of those we'll touch on today because they're still relevant. One of the things that Dewey thought was most important of all is freedom to form your own purposes. And what this meant was, for example, children would need to have some say over some of their learning. Sounds like a modernist. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Very individualistic, and yet what he did to sort of counter that individualisticness was he said we're all unique, but we have to be a community. And if you are a community, and that's what we'll be talking about today, if you are in a community, there are checks and balances on discipline, on who can do what. Because the community, in order to function as a community, you need to have a framework that you function within. And if somebody is doing something that hurts the community does something about it. So freedom to form your own purpose is very important. And I don't know if you've had a chance to go to the brain-related sessions, but Dewey was, for his time, very much interested in learning as an organic process. We were biological beings, and so he wouldn't be at all surprised to find today we have neuroscientists coming out and saying we learn from experience. We learn by doing things, trying out ideas. Exactly what he said. Now we have neurological bases that support much of what he said. So in a way, it's like reading a brand new book. Okay, John Dewey advocated experience and community for learning. Today's learning is built on wisdom and developing frameworks within which all learners are reflecting on experience. What we're going to do here is work in learning communities. We're going to provide several different communities, and that's why I wanted to find out how many of you that work in different roles. And what we'll do is talk about learning communities from our own experience. And I have a little sheet for you that by the end is like an action plan. And what we'll do, hopefully if we have enough time, is we'll go through this action plan and you will write out some ideas of your own, what you would like to do. So that's, if you think about that throughout the session, how many of you have a learning community in mind you want to do? Anybody? You're open, okay. Anybody? You are all what? I'm wondering if, when you came into this session, you have an idea of a learning community that you would like to have, that you would like to be part of. How many of you have an idea?
Interactive learning.
Interactive learning, okay.
I have an maintain it, we see experience. Like, we do have learning communities which are online, but I just want to learn and know more about how can we build learning community within premises, and when people can sit together and discuss, share their experiences.
Was how do you build one? Okay. Another question?
My idea of learning community when I entered was that it's a group of people who probably have common goals. Common objectives. Sharing experiences.
Sharing experiences. So we've got common goals, sharing experiences. What else? Okay, sharing knowledge, spreading knowledge. Okay, say a little bit more about that. Accepting other people's opinions.
Accepting each other's point of views. Listening from others, giving your opinions, commenting on their opinions, and
Okay.
Even if you don't feel it, you can accept it, you can.
Yes. Amazing thing. How the world can change. Yes.
Equal participation and the element of cooperation. Equal participation and the element of cooperation.
Participation and cooperation. It isn't what my question was, but that's what we're doing is we're building the terrain. So what we're doing is coming up with sort of a common understanding of what it is. So we're ahead of the game. Yes. What I really want, what my question was, is if you think of something that you would like to be part of, that you would like to develop wherever you are, in your school, in higher education, wherever you are, if you can think during this session of what you would like to see happen. We've been talking in this conference about freedom to learn and being open to new ideas and creating some of the changes that we know about. Is there a group that you could help to create a learning community? And if you have an idea for that and you listen as we talk, then you will walk out with some more concrete ideas. Change in parenting. Okay, so these are ideas. Okay, so that's what you'd like to see. You'd like maybe a learning community could then be on parenting. Who could be part of that learning community? Parents and children. Beautiful idea. So you could have a learning community on where parents would be, and the topic could be about parenting.
Actually, picking up on I have two ideas for my own parent learning communities, but picking up on what the gentleman said, I've lived abroad for some years, and I discovered that there is actually just an effective parenting course that people do. And my sister was living in China, and there were actual parenting communities where these parents would come with their children, and now they're trying to publish a book also. And this whole idea of interactive sessions with the children saying, okay, and parents being taught how to deal with their kids and kids giving feedback and all that was happening. I would love it if something like that happened with regards to, I think, introducing reading, reintroducing reading. If schools could have learning communities with literature and reading and art.
There's another idea.
Yeah, because that's something that I think, unfortunately, it's losing importance over the world. Arts generally as a subject. So you could have a learning community with that.
All right, we have right here, we have three different ideas. One, the arts that you just mentioned. And I think one of the things that's beautiful is that we took your parenting idea, and what she did is come up with resources for your parenting. Because what you could do is you could find out exactly the sources that she said, and that could be part of the foundation of you bringing together ideas as you develop this learning. Yes.